Hello and welcome to the history of cinemas in the Maidstone-Rochester area, in Kent for 1920 to 1939. 1920. The Hippodrome Cinema in Sheerness opens. 1921. On February 7th, Central Picture Playhouse in Maidstone opens. The Silver Cinema in Chatham becomes the Corner House Cinema. 1922. The Corner House Cinema in Chatham closes. 1923. The Royal Cinema in Rainham opens. 1928. The National Electric Theatre in Chatham is taken over by Denman Picture Houses, which was owned by British government. The Gem Cinema in Gillingham is renamed the King's Hall Cinema. 1929. Associated British Cinemas takes over the new Regent Cinema in Chatham. 1931. On October 12th, the Plaza in Gillingham opens. The Invicta Cinema in Gillingham closes. 1932. The Coliseum in Gillingham opens at the site of the Invicta Cinema. 1934. The Granada Theatre in Maidstone opened on January 10th. The Coliseum in Gillingham closes. 1935. On February 4th, the Regal Cinema in Faversham opens. The Majestic Cinema in Rochester opens on April 15th. These cinemas closed in 1935. These cinemas are taken over by Union Cinemas. 1936. On January 29th, the Argosy Cinema in Sheerness opens. The Odeon Theatre in Faversham opens on March 9th. On October 4th, the Embassy Cinema in Gillingham opens. The Palace Cinema in Chatham is opened on November 30th by British government. 1937. The Odeon Cinema in Sittingbourne opens on January 4th. The Embassy Cinema in Gillingham is taken over by Odeon on March 12th. The Ritz Cinema in Sheerness is opened by Louis Morris on March 15th. On March 22nd, Union Cinemas opens the Ritz Cinema in Chatham. The Rio Cinema in Sheerness is opened on June 21st. In October, ABC takes over Union Cinemas. These cinemas closed in 1937. 1938. On March 21st, the Wardonia Cinema in Snodland opens. The Regent Cinema in Chatham is opened by ABC Cinemas on July 11th. The Snodland Picture Palace in Snodland becomes the Queen's Cinema. 1939. These cinemas closed in 1939. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.